inshallah, with the welcoming speech from Professor Muhammad Nurul Alam. He is the Vice President for online, and he's also in charge of the conference. He's the conference chair. So, Professor Alam.
In the name of Allah, the Almighty, the Merciful, and the Beneficent, our beloved ones around the globe, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Today we are all here. We gathered together to discuss and to communicate with each other with important issues, the current issues going on earth. We are in very crisis situation around the globe. First of all, I remember all those beloved ones who left us, our condolences for the families, relatives, and friends, those who have lost their loved ones. We are lucky and we say thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are still surviving. Millions of people around the globe, they died. And we should use our movement that Rabbi Kareem, our Lord Almighty Allah, gave us for the benefit of others, mankind. And this conference is like a source, our discussions and our talk, what we shall learn, alhamdulillah, and when we shall give others knowledge, what we know. This is the first conference of NSRIC, and we thank to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we have managed to come up to this stage. I thank to all of the organizers who night and day work to come up to this stage. And we are here on the platform, specifically very busy people on earth. They are doing so much. I say our chief guest and our other personals, those who are here today to give their talk or to listen. They sacrifice the time from their life and they have come here and they are joining us in NSRIC. Our prayers through this conference that this organization spread around the globe for education and for other specific purposes. We have grade 1 to grade 12 school that's recognized by the Canadian government, the Ministry of Education, and we are establishing the university. So this conference is giving a light to others to get ready. And through this conference, we shall be requesting others to join us to fulfill that condition of schools and universities. All academicians, businessmen, technicians, technical persons, professionals today will join here. I cordially request all of them that not to leave, but to come together with NSRIC after the conference and to see what we are doing and to help us to proceed on. And today's conference, the opening done by our moderator, Professor Zubair Kalam, I wish all the success, and he gave the rules and regulations. I hope we shall all follow that. May Lord Almighty Allah bless all of you. I thank you all and I welcome you to this conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Alam. Inshallah, we move on the inaugural session now with a speech by our special guest, the CEO, Professor Inaugural Hussain. CEO, Professor Inaugural Hussain.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The Professor Nurul Alam, Honorable Chair of the ICNSEE First Virtual International Conference on Nature Science, Education and Engineering, ICNSEE, 2022 Inaugural Ceremony, Honorable Chief Guest Professor Jafar Nasser, distinguished speakers, distinguished guests, honorable special guests, respected participants, administrator, organizers of ICNSEA 2022, families, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening for those in other parts of the world. In this auspicious occasion, please accept my sincere thanks and gratitude for inviting me to be among you this morning at this prestigious international conference. On behalf of the ICNSEE family, let me take this opportunity to extend a warm and cheerful welcome to you all. We are delighted to have you join us. Your presence will give us light and strength throughout our future journey in organizing a series of conferences every year in the coming years. Under the leadership of Professor Haidar Ali Bishesh, Associate Vice President, Conference and Publications Unit, ICNSEE. Let me reiterate the theme of the conference is Advances of Nature Science for a Sustainable Future. Dear honorable guests and speakers, I wanted to deliver my talk within the context of the conference theme. In today's information era, ICNSEE as an organization is committed to working on the fundamentals and applications of nature science in order to establish a solid foundation and progress toward a green planet. Indeed, the pioneers of ICNSEE started to address the issues for more than 2 decades now, and thus scientific articles, dozens of books, and many patents are documented and published as an evidence of our efforts. I am very happy to share with you today at least 5 scientific research works are going to be presented in 2 days long ICNSEE 2022 conference, including my today's keynote speech at 10:40 a.m., where sustainability is a key. Please let me allow going back a little bit to clarify in understanding the word sustainability. Sustainability is a word which we hear quite often. However, we don't often understand the context of the deep meaning of sustainability. According to my understanding, sustainability is defined as a course of plans or actions which do not harm in any way or in other form to other living entities in this universe, which means achieving zero tolerance of harming. In a broader sense, it includes how nature behaves and what are the natural laws, how natural system works, how nature continues to be diverse, and planning to ensure the maintenance of everything required for the environment to remain in balance now and in the future. All these remain real challenges. To address these challenges, we need to understand and convince ourselves on one fundamental truth, which is nature is perfect. Thus, consideration of this true fact is a requirement as an assumption for our study, which is, of course, a valid assumption. Now, if we consider this fact as a benchmark, we can standardize our theories, research artworks, and state-of-the-art literature to safeguard our planet for the next generation and forthcoming civilization. According to Mason and the established literatures, there are three core pillars of sustainability: economic development, social development, and environmental protection. Economic development refers to giving people what they wish for without negotiating the quality of life and reducing the financial weight of doing what is right. Social development is about the mindfulness and legal protection of human health from pollution and toxic activities of businesses and organizations, as well as upholding access to the basic natural resources without compromising the quality of life. Environmental protection focuses on how ecosystem should be both studied and protected, and how technology can help ensure a greener future. However, according to my understanding, technological development is another pillar of sustainability. Technological development is about the development of a technology which is affordable, user-friendly, non-destructive, and finally, environment-friendly. Considering the fact that our actual existence in this world is based on sustainability, and thus future generation can live only if we understand sustainability in all its dimensions and acts accordingly now. Some effort towards this direction are already been in place, such as reasons behind global agreement and moves toward a sustainable future through energy transition initiatives, reduction in global warming, that is protocols on climate change, and so on. Such efforts are being addressed by allocating the largest budget of the current United States administration and other developed countries in the world. Another example I may report here for our thought, such as Expo 2020 was delayed by 1 year in Dubai, which is exclusively focused on sustainability. And it is still going on. Now, let me highlight what we should be doing as our role and, in addition, as a living entity. Sustainability is the key in every aspect of securing a better future. From the beginning of the creation of human beings, humans rely on nature and natural resources for day-to-day needs, businesses, activities, and the survival in general. In addition, nature is a great educator and source of knowledge. Sustainability is directly related to nature and natural resources. Therefore, ignoring sustainability can lead to toxic environments for the living entities in this planet, and most importantly, to the collapse of natural cycles of nature and the natural resources. Sustainability is important to study because it is directly or indirectly related to our daily lifestyle and life cycle. Not necessarily that someone should be an environmental scientist, technologist, economist, and so on. For example, students with business major need to learn about sustainability because it aids in attractiveness and to consumers and the customers and in fulfilling corporate social responsibility. In agriculture, nutrition, and public health, students need to focus on sustainability in order to learn how to feed a growing population nutrition and quality of food. In education, students need to know exactly how to spread the knowledge of sustainability to the next generation so they can lead change and so on. Individually, invariably, every discipline has a connection of sustainability. Let me take this opportunity to highlight ICNSEE's institutional responsiveness towards sustainability. ICNSEE took an initiative by introducing sustainability courses for the ICNSEE International School in Toronto, the NEAST program, starting from kindergarten to grade 12. Similarly, for ICNSEE Sustainable University in Toronto, the ICNSEE, ICNSEE has designed a series of sustainability courses in every program at the undergraduate and graduate levels at ICNSEE. Finally, it is our opinion that this issue has to be addressed through collaborative efforts from every nation and countries of the world. Otherwise, efforts in United Nations or United States or Europe will fail for sure, and even in Europe, they are not fully united. Exceptions may be given to China, India, and others with respect to coal production. At last, I would like to thank you all for attending the inaugural ceremony, ICNSEE 2022. It has been an honor and privilege to be among such accomplished individuals and to be able to share some of the understandings related to sustainability before you all. At last, I would like to thank you all for attending the inaugural ceremony. It has been an honor and privilege to be among such accomplished individuals and to be able to share some of the understandings related to sustainability before you all. Thank you again and have a safe stay and have a long and blessed life.
Inshallah, we move on now because we have a very distinguished chief guest, is Professor Dr. Jafar Moeen Nasser, is the former Vice Chancellor of Punjab University in Pakistan with a very distinguished academic record. He has been also working as a dean and as a chair in the American University of Emirates. Professor Nasser has master's and PhD in economics from Kansas State University, and he has a whole list of distinguished achievements working with different international bodies like the World Bank, IMF, Asian Development Bank, UNICEF, IRDC, and so on. Without taking any time, I would like to welcome our chief guest, Professor Nasser. Professor Nasser.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Honorable Conference Chair, Professor Dr. Muhammad Noorul Alam, respected CEO and President NSRIC, Professor Dr. Inaugural Hussain, Conference Co-Chair, Professor Dr. Haider Ali Biswas, and Dr. Zubair Alam, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, those who are in North America, and good evening to those who are in the Asian subcontinent and continent. I am very pleased to talk about sustainability. Professor Dr. Inaugural Hussain really highlighted the importance of sustainability, and we will be looking forward to listen to our distinguished speakers during this conference, how they are seeing this sustainability. It is indeed a monumental moment for me to speak to this August forum as chief guest. I'm thankful to the organizing team of the conference, which provided me this opportunity to share my thoughts. I believe this conference is going to set agenda for sustainable future. A number of scholars are going to present their research work on issues of prime importance. I truly believe that the sustainable future lies in the knowledge generation and dissemination. Through knowledge, we have developed such innovative technologies which provided sustainable path for ever-growing population. I, as a Muslim, know that as a true believer, we have to put more emphasis on acquiring knowledge. This is not only in Islam, but if you look at all the religions, they really talk about the importance of this knowledge. Our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the big advocate of the knowledge. The first message of Allah revealed on Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam started with the word Ikra, means read. It is not just Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but all messengers of Allah and the big thinkers, they emphasized on the importance of knowledge. We therefore strive for acquiring knowledge, even if we have to go to any corner of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, this conference is providing a great opportunity for conference participants to share their knowledge and learn from each other's experience. I was looking at the theme of the conference, which pretty much points to the sustainable future through advances of nature science. Looking at the program of the conference, its 10 tracks cover all important areas, whether it is energy, environment, or globalization. Even one can find the tracks on lifestyle, public health, and computer and information technology. I think public health is also very important at this point of time, because the whole world is going through this pandemic, which, as Professor Nurul Alam in his first speech pointed out, that we lost a lot of life due to this pandemic, and this public health issue has to be addressed. And I think we have to find ways that in future we don't encounter such pandemics which really create this catastrophic effect on the population. I think this sustainability is very important, because in developing world, if we see our economic conditions are so bad in many countries that we are unable to invest in the future of our young generation. The allocation of money to the education sector or the knowledge sector is as low as 1 to 2%. So there is a need to invest more money, because according to United Nations, there should be 4% of GDP allocation to the education sector and 4% allocation to the health sector. These are two very important sectors, and these two sectors really take us to the sustainability. I'm very happy that this initiative has been taken by the CEO and this president of ICNSEE, Professor Dr. Inaugural Hussain, and included this sustainability in the curriculum. I hope that if he, through these efforts, can really create awareness and understanding of this sustainability, probably we will be in a position to do something which will be very important for this world. In the end, I must admire the organizational team which took this great initiative to provide this platform to research community. I congratulate Professor Nurul Alam, Professor Inaugural Hussain, Professor Biswas for organizing this conference. I'm sure it is going to add value in the existing knowledge and open new avenues for research and innovation. I thank you all for listening to me patiently. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Thank you, Professor. It's been a privilege and an honor to have you as our chief guest. And thank you so much for participating with us, inshallah.
Thank you very much, sir.
Inshallah, we move on now to have a vote of thanks from the co-chair, Professor Dr. Haider Ali Biswas. Professor Biswas is an associate vice president in the conference unit of our ADK division. He's also head of the Department of Mathematics. He's a distinguished faculty and has a fantastic track record of mathematical modeling, mathematical analysis, and mathematical applications in vast areas. So, Professor Biswas.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Professor Zubair Kalam. And since the time restriction, actually, I would not continue so much time. Just I would like to take the privilege to welcome all the participants, all the eminent speakers from overall the globe to accepting our invitation in this scientific forum. Actually, this is a very important scientific forum where we can share our knowledge, we can share our research. So this opportunity will certainly enrich our future networking, working in this area, working on sustainability for our next generation. So I would like to welcome and I would like to as well thanks to all the participants and in joining in this today's international conference, and hope you will enjoy the event. And next, hopefully we could manage, we could organize such type of international organization, seminar, international conference in face-to-face event. And I hope you will enjoy this today's event. So thank you everybody. Thank you all. Thank you with us.
Thank you, Professor Biswas.